Hi, guys, and thank you for joining me today on Connection and Conversation with Corey. That would be me. So it's Christmas Eve, and I'm sure everyone's excited, especially the little kids, but I'm sure most of the parents are probably driving themselves crazy by now, trying to get everything done and make sure that the kids are ready for Santa. And then if you're entertaining guests, I'm sure you're busy with that as well. So let's just be honest. The holiday season can be very stressful, but most of that stress, for the most part, we do bring upon ourselves. Let's just be honest. If you're a type A person like me, you want everything to be perfect and everything to be in order. So, for those of you who are still out shopping right now, my prayers are with you because it's not looking too good outside right now. And then for those of you who are like me, at this point, I've just decided if I don't have it, I'm not going to get it because I'm not going back outside. Just not going to happen. So today, I just want to take a few brief moments just to talk about ways to cope with stress and grief during the holiday season. We are still in the middle of COVID and we're still trying to figure out how to navigate everything. And on top of that, it's also the holidays. They're here whether we want them to be or not. So I just want to give you a few tips and strategies that you can utilize to help decrease your stress and to really focus on the true meaning of Christmas, okay? Now, my first tip, number one, would be to be open and honest about the way you feel. So, if you're going to do this and you're going to be transparent, you want to get with someone that you really trust. So, find a close friend, find a close relative, someone that you vibe well with that will truly listen to you because sometimes just talking about the way you feel, it makes you feel better. Because what I want you to realize is your emotions, they're real. The way you feel, it's real. And so sometimes getting those things out and even just hearing yourself talk out loud, those things really help sometimes. So you want to connect with people. You do not want to isolate yourself because if you are having problems coping with just the stress and anxiety of the holidays, or maybe you're going through a period of grief, the holidays can be rough for a lot of people, especially my family, because this year marks 2 years that we have not been able to celebrate any holidays with my grandparents. They both passed in 2018. So we're still learning our new normal and we're still coping. And let's be honest, we're still grieving. That's a day by day process. So again, your feelings are real, your emotions are real. So find someone to talk to. Do not isolate yourself. Also, to go along with that, don't just text someone or talk on the phone. Sometimes visually seeing that person, that helps you express yourself even more, and then they can kind of feel what you're going through. You can also read their nonverbal communication and they can read your nonverbal communication. So my advice would be to use Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, just to have that human interaction, because let's just be honest, some people live by themselves and some people will celebrate the holidays by themselves. So just seeing a familiar face could make them feel a lot better. My tip number two is to utilize social media, whatever social media you feel most comfortable with, but you may reach out to someone that you haven't talked to in a very long time. So utilize it if it works for you. For some people, they're not social media people, and sometimes I can't blame them. But whatever medium works for you, just use that. Just as a way to, again, to build human connection because we've been socially distancing ourselves since what, March? That's a long time. So anytime that you can have human interaction, I would definitely recommend that. So reach out to someone, reach out and touch, but not really touch. Just reach out and talk to someone. That sounds a lot better. Okay. Now, tip number three. If the news makes you anxious, if it gives you some form of anxiety, guess what? Don't watch it. Your TV comes with an on or off button. I highly recommend that you use that, especially if watching the news brings you stress and anxiety. Who needs that extra trouble? Besides, I'm not saying don't keep yourself informed. I'm just saying don't upset yourself if you don't have to. I watch the news maybe twice a week, and most of the time, what I'm hearing, I've already heard, so I haven't missed out on anything. But I know my trigger. And that's why it's important that you know what triggers you. So because I know that it can trigger me and change my mood, I try to decrease the amount of time. Especially as a family, use that time to bond with your family. Maybe try a new game with your kids. And then when it's time to sit down and maybe watch a little bit of the news to inform yourself, then that's where you may want to have those additional conversations. But again, if it causes you stress, turn it off. Okay. Tip number 4, a gratitude journal. This helps me a lot. I write in a journal every morning. I challenge myself to write 3 things that I'm grateful for because that puts me into a positive mindset. And so I start my day off giving thanks and saying what I'm grateful for. That kind of helps me to be in a good space, in a positive space. So I'm going to encourage you to do the same. It doesn't even have to be a journal. Just get out a scrap sheet of paper and write down 3 things that you are grateful for because I truly believe that this helps you have an attitude of gratitude and that can change your day as well as change the next person's, okay? Now, my next tip. They have told us that if exercise were a medicine, it would be the best drug in the world. So, whatever form of exercise you like to do, I'm going to encourage you to do that for at least 30 minutes a day. Your body will build endorphins, that's the happy drug. And so, that also puts you into a positive mindset, it puts you into a positive space. So, again, do exercises that you like. Again, we are trying to um, get ourselves into a good space. So, if you don't like weights, don't do weights. I'm more of a cardio person myself. So, whatever type of exercise you like, whether it be yoga, just whatever you like to help put you into a good space. Also, getting out in nature has been proven to also help cope with stress, anxiety, and depression. So, whether it be you walk around the block in your neighborhood or maybe you go to the park and run off some of that food that you're going to be eating over the next couple of days, whatever you need to do, because vitamin D from the sun is also good for your mental health as well. Okay. So, get out and about, and of course, though, have on your mask. Don't forget your mask. Okay. My last tip is very simple. It's something that you do each and every day, each and every second. It's just breathe. Would be amazed at what sitting down for just a few quick seconds and taking some slow, deep breaths will do for your mindset. You'll be amazed at what it will do for your anxiety and your stress level because it's all about centering and refocusing yourself and focusing on the present, the here and the now. So many times our mind just runs and we're concerned about things that haven't happened yet and we're concerned about things 3 and 4 months from now. But breathing and focusing on that breath, it brings you back to the current place. It brings you back to where you are at right now. So I definitely encourage you to take some time out. And if nothing more, then just practice deep breathing. So, my shirt, even though you can't see it, it says keep calm and be merry. And that's what I'm going to encourage everyone listening to this today to do. Just keep calm, keep taking those deep breaths, implement some of those things, the tips that I've just provided you with in this short video. And again, we're all in this together. Um, who would have thought that in March we would still be going through this in December? But the reality of it is it's here, and so we just have to cope with it the best way we can. And so hopefully I've given you a few tips that you can incorporate into your daily schedule that's going to help you reduce that stress and anxiety or even the grief that individuals may be going through just from having to be separated from their family. Think about December 2019. It looks a lot different than it does right now. So I'm just going to encourage you to practice self care over this holiday season. Definitely write in that gratitude journal, do some form of physical activity, reach out to the people that you love. And again, don't just text, try to video chat just so you have that human interaction. It's been a joy talking to you really quickly. I hope that I've said something in this brief segment that you can utilize and that you can incorporate that's going to help make your days ahead brighter because trust me, we do have brighter days ahead. Okay. So I thank you guys for tuning in and I wish you a very Merry Christmas.
And have a happy